Very excited to be here with you today, talking about our up-and-coming, I'll call it our sojourn to England, to the Pikler World Conference, and then to the free play workshop that's being sponsored by Pikler UK, although all of the teachers from Budapest will be leading the workshop. They're sponsoring it, but the team from Budapest will be coming to implement the workshop and to teach us what they've learned in their 80 years of research and development of this practice. So I'm really excited. I'm also interested because I've traveled to Budapest many times, and I'll be spending probably about 3 to 6 months there next year getting my Pikler certification. So I'll be a certified Pikler trainer. There are very few of those in the world. So I feel I will be among a group of people who are committed to implementing best practices for young children. And that really is my mission. My goal is to bring best practices to Brooklyn for children 0 to 3, to be a light in the early childhood world, a shining bright light of what are the possibilities for children birth to 3. So I'm going to start this discussion with a few quotes by Agnes Santos Ferrer. Agnes Santos Ferrer, she's probably in like her 90s now, and she was, she's a psychologist, she's a leading Pikler expert in the world, but she was also a Pikler baby. So she has a really intimate understanding and knowledge of the Pikler approach. So Agnes says, children have the right to have different personalities without being judged for that, without being evaluated, and to live their lives differently without being labeled for that by anyone. What is most important for them is to feel safe in the present and to develop into people who can trust themselves. And she goes on to say, all children are born curious and want to learn what they are capable of. So my name is Emmy Gay, and I'm the Executive Director of Program Support, Family Child Care Network. We supervise over 100 family child care providers in Brooklyn, and I have my team on this live stream with me today. We're all going to London next week to study free play, the Pikler approach to free play. And to the Pikler World Conference also. So please, let's go around. I'd love everybody to introduce themselves, say what it is you do. We're all early childhood experts, professionals. That's what we do in our lives. And share maybe your hopes for this conference and workshop. So let's start with Yvette.
Good day to everyone. I'm super excited for our trip, so I could immerse myself in the Pikler approach so we could be able to better support our affiliate providers in our network. So I was reading through the details of the conference, and there's a note that says, come dressed comfortably because you will get on the floor. So I am excited about that because that lets me know that we're going to be on the floor at the same level that a child is playing. Mm-hmm. So we get to see what would be around them, what materials would be around them, what's the possibility that what they could create with the materials on their eye level on the floor. So for me at least, as an adult, we tend to forget sometimes how it was being a child. So I feel that our trip to London for this Pikler conference is gonna take us back to our childhood. I'm really excited about that.
Well, Yvette, as the Education Director of Program Support, you and I have gone out together and we've visited many programs in Brooklyn and Queens, and we've seen children come to life when we support them in free play that's at their level of development. Can you talk about what you've seen, how you've seen this approach bring children to life?
Yes, just how Miss Emmy said, we have seen children come back to life. They're either sitting at a chair with their head down, just playing with the game on the table, or maybe in a high chair or playpen, just laying down. But once they're removed from the playpen or high chair, or they're out and about in the program, you could see their personality and they come to life. So, for example, throughout one of our visits, we had a child that was sitting at the table, interlocking Legos, and he didn't seem bored or disturbed or anything. He was just calmly at the table playing. And then once Miss Emmy and I started rearranging the furniture and opening up the space, he left the toys on the table and went over to the space and put a police officer uniform on and was engaging with the other children. So we saw his personality and we saw him engage with the other children instead of just playing by himself.
Yes,
Great to see.
I love that example because we often focus on the children who, are having behaviors that we identify as disruptive, and we try to change the environment for them, and we move things around to try to control their behavior, basically. But this child was a very well-behaved child. He was sitting at the table, but he wasn't alive. He wasn't like bothering anybody. And then when we opened the space up, like Yvette said, we were able to see this imaginative, curious little guy. Thank you, Yvette. So let's go to Jaime. Jaime, please introduce yourself. Tell us what you do and what you're hoping, and what also might be some of your concerns or reservations.
Hello there. Thank you for having me. My name is Jaime. I'm one of the specialists at PS Family. And I'm really excited about this because I'm an academic guy. I'm always asking questions. And I have a lot of questions to do. And I've been doing during my basics this past week, like trying to grab all the questions and concerns I can of my providers on my caseload, so I can do it there. And it was very interesting, like see the different sides and the different dimension of the question with the providers. For example, some of them asked me like, no, I don't have, told me like, I don't have problem with the Pikler, but we live in New York. We can be sued at any moment if we leave the children to do whatever they want and they get hit or something happen. And things like that, like how to deal with that with a group, how to be, I'm really interested in make question about the pedagogical way to approach with providers that has been working for so long on the childcare, because when you have been working for so many times on something, like you already like have like your methods, your methodological approach for something, and sometimes it's so hard for many people to unlearn things when the unlearned process are the process that let us grow.
Right.
I'm curious about that. I have questions. I have my notebook there, like with a lot of questions, not just mine, not just all notes from the Pikler course we took, like the 3 parts we took last year, 2 years ago, but questions made by my providers, by what they are thinking, and also like I want to see more scientific updated data.
Mm-hmm.
That's on my personal. On my other side, because I do a lot of things at the same time, I love free movement for child because I coach kids sometimes as well. And I want to see like what can I grab from that other phase of my life? Like what can I use for recreational motive, not just on the pedagogical way, but for recreational as well.
Mm. So Jaime, on your caseload, how many providers do you coach?
30.
You have 30. So 30 providers who are primarily Spanish speaking throughout Brooklyn and Queens. Well, you are really going to be bringing them a gift.
Very good.
But I do hear what you're saying, because I think, and if you are able to solve this problem, I think you will be a leading light in the education field. Like, how do we implement and support providers in new practices when they've been doing something else for so long? Like, how do we make that change happen? Like, that's a question that we're always grappling with, because our field is ever evolving. We're learning about the brain. We're learning about all of these things that, and many of them are counterintuitive, things we think, but we don't know. I mean, childcare in New York has been organized around keeping the children safe. So people think about safety in a very narrow way, because the Pikler approach is based on the children have to feel safe, to feel comfortable, to express their personalities and come to life. So it's just, how do you understand what it means to keep children safe? So that's something that we also have to continually engage. So
Yep.
thank you, Jaime.
Welcome.
Next, we have Olga, we call him Giovanni, who is a part of our family team. We have a really diverse group going. We have our education director, we have our educational coaches, we have one of our family team members going. So welcome, Olga, we call him Giovanni. Maybe you can share what you do, and then also what are some of your hopes for the going to the conference?
Hello, how's everybody today?
Good.
Good. Yeah, I'm Giovanni. I'm working as, like you said, a family worker. But well, the way I was thinking is also working as a photographer and videographer with family, for program support. So my first goal is gonna be to document everything in the best light possible, so we can get the best content we can get over there, the best information, and so we can share it with everybody. Definitely gonna be a learning process. I think I'm the newest person here. So definitely looking forward to learn a lot more about the Pikler approach. And like I said, it's gonna be applying that knowledge to show how over here our caregivers are doing their best to serve the children. So hopefully get that in a different light, like I said.
Well, we're really excited that you're going and that we can have such professional documentation, because it's very important that people see, what it looks like. I think a lot of our caregivers, and even myself, we're visual. We work with little kids, we work with babies. So that's a feely, touchy profession, but it's a very rigorous profession. I say it's not rocket science, and it is rocket science. So it's both of those things at the same time. So next we have Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa has very interesting position in our company. She does human resources and our social media, and just a ton of administrative work for us. So maybe you could share, I don't know if you do have a title, but what you're hoping to get from the conference.
Yeah. Hello, I am Mona Lisa, and I'm from Philippines, and I'm really thrilled to share my upcoming journey to the Pikler Conference, and also this opportunity holds the promise of like unlocking invaluable insights into pioneering child development concepts and providing a platform to exchange ideas with renowned experts. So I'm so excited going to Pikler UK, and I'm eager to immerse myself in this enriching experience with a primary goal of enhancing our approach, which is the Pikler, to nurturing children's autonomy and overall well-being. My aim is to bring back this knowledge to make a positive impact in our work and also in children's life. I can say that I may not be directly working with children, but as a technology expert, I can use my skills to bring all the informations and experience from the training to disseminating all the information online. So I can't wait to delve deeper into understanding on how we can more effectively engage. I'm so nervous right now with young children during their play activities. And yeah, I'm so thankful and so excited for next week.
Well, you know, what you said touched on so many important things. And while you were speaking, I was realizing what a rounded team that we have in being able to bring this back. You with your technical experience, our social media, our marketing team, Jaime and Yvette working directly with the providers, taking that directly to them, and then Giovanni capturing it all for us. So I think we have a very rounded team that's going to the Pikler World Conference. We'll be attending that. And then we will also be, the name of the workshop that we're going to is autonomous play activity. So there are 3 components to the Pikler approach. One is free movement. The other is free play or autonomous play, and it's care routines. So this workshop will be a 5-day workshop that's focusing on autonomous play. So in the course, we will learn about the Pikler perspective on everyday experiences with children, and also about the results of research studied carried out by the Pikler Institute with a specific focus on Dr. Pikler's ideas regarding infants' competencies in their autonomous play activities. During the course, we will learn about how infants and toddlers' self-initiated play activities contribute to their well-being and development, and we'll delve into the topic of the development of free play, including its many often overlooked stages. So we're going to look at all of that. And again, my goal, and I feel like I'm the leader of this team, but we're all going there together to do this work together on an equal platform, is to bring back to our communities, the communities that we serve in Brooklyn and Queens, the Latino, the brown communities, the Black communities, the Caribbean communities, the working class communities in Brooklyn, these best practices that have been researched for over 80 years and have demonstrated that children, when supported in this way, can develop healthy personalities that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. So I just want to share one more quote from Agnes Santos Feta, and maybe you all can respond to this quote as a way of wrapping up today's session. So Agnes says, "Young children do not play, they live. They take life seriously from birth, with their entire being present in all their functions, emotions, and activities." So to me, this is a really important quote, because we always talk about how children learn through play. And we believe that they learn through play, meaning their own self-initiated activities and initiatives, but that to them is not play. They are living. They are in the moment, experiencing the world around them. And if we support them in appropriate ways, they're using all of their innate abilities to do that, their curiosity, their persistence, their senses, their feelings, everything that is them, they're bringing it to the table. So I wonder if each of you would just like to say something about that as a way of us wrapping up. And Mona Lisa, since you and I are pinned together, why don't you start?
Yeah, I can say that child is really innocent, like they know what they're doing. And yeah, I think that is that is only my comment with that.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, you know what? They keep it real. That's how
Yeah.
when you see in Brooklyn, infants, toddlers, they keep it real. They let you know how they feel, what they feel, and there is no entendre or nothing else going on. So what about you, Yvette, as our education director? How does that quote speak to you and your approach to supporting providers in implementing best practices? Young children do not play, they live.
Such a beautiful quote. It makes you, it could be interpreted in many different ways, but the way, what it says to me is, you might see it as play, you might see it as a child giving you a hard time, or you might see it as a child just exploring. But at the end of the day, whether they label it as play or not, they are discovering the world around them. And that's such a beautiful thing to see. Like when you could just sit back and observe a child and try to see through their eyes, at their eye level, at their height, and the whole world opens up. The quote that you shared, Miss Emmy, reminded me of my little niece. She's 1 in 3 months, I think. And my sister, first time mom, she's always trying to avoid or stop her from touching and doing things. And then I remind her, and then she stops herself and says, okay, you're right, she's discovering. Let her just do it. So I'm glad that my sister is able to let my niece explore what's around her as long as she's safe.
Yeah, and that's our responsibility to make sure the environment is safe. What about you, Jaime? How do you respond to that as a coach and someone who's working every day with the people who are providing the care?
I would love like the most of adults can be the same way present that the child are. When you read the quote, that's the first thing I talk about. Like, I hope like a lot of people were that present.
Yes.
And yeah, that remind me like the important just to be present in every process, not about the workshop or every process of life. Because right now, one of the topic we are working on is observation, and there is no other more important component on the observation than just be present. You need to be there. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 seconds, 1 hour, just be present.
Yeah, it's very important what you're saying. It's very important. And we all wish we could be in that state. Children have a lot to teach us. They have a lot to teach us. So what about you, Giovanni? How does that quote speak to you?
Yeah, when I hear it, for me, it's like this change in perspective, and also like trying to be empathetic, because when you see children playing, it's like, you know, they're just having fun. You don't think too much about it. But from their point of view, it's like they're experiencing the world. Everything is new for them. Like every little thing they do, when they touch, how they feel.
Yeah.
You know, we see like, you know, I've been actually, you know, the few times I've been visiting children and, you know, sitting up close, and how like, you know, compared to adults, they're not bothered by my presence at all. They're just doing their own thing. Like they can be interested in what I'm doing too, when I'm taking pictures, when we're doing videos. But, you know, they like everything for them is a learning experience.
Yeah.
And it's just something that we sometimes forget. Like you just see child playing, and it's like, oh, they're having fun, like I said. But no, it's like there's so much more in it.
Yeah.
And you know, hopefully that's something that we will learn on this trip to learn more about this.
And how to support the children in being in this state, how to give them as much as we can so that they can stay in the present, fulfilling their inner call to develop themselves. So thank you all. We're looking forward to this trip, all of us, I can hear, and we will be documenting it every step of the way and sharing it on social media, because again, our goal is to bring these best practices to our communities in Brooklyn and Queens and all of New York. All of New York, every child 0 to 3 in New York City deserves the opportunity to freely express themselves, develop themselves, and show their personality. And they all deserve adults who are there to witness them. So thank you all. We'll stay. We're gonna be showing you guys everything. So you can follow us, you know, tag us, follow us, like us. Just come on this journey with us.
All right, bye.